Leave to Remain is a film about the thousands of teenagers forced to flee to the UK. Alone and scared, they have to build a life for themselves without parents. But what drew me to this subject were the extraordinary experiences of teenagers cast away from everything familiar to them, and who are then plunged into an alien society and expected to fend for themselves. I couldn't imagine what it might be like to lose everything that's familiar to you and then have to cope as an adult while still a teenager. The script for Leave to Remain features teenagers from all over the world, and I thought, you know what, it's going to be impossible to find actors in the UK to play these roles who would be both speaking English and their own language. So I thought, well, let's try and train the teenagers how to act and be involved in making films. This way they'd have a better understanding of the filmmaking process and start to understand the potential of expressing themselves through drama.
3, 2, 1, go!
Behind us we have people from Iraq, Afghanistan, Eritrea, Guinea, Nigeria, Kosovo, even Brazil and Ecuador. Initially it was just 3 days to make a 3-minute film. Day one, think of an idea, work with scriptwriters, professionals that I brought in.
The flowers give my flowers.
No, that's
later. Yeah.
Day two, shoot the film with professional cameramen and sound recordists.
Action!
I was acting the first time, yeah. And I was really nervous. But everyone's like, the environment is so cool.
And day three, we would edit the film.
Okay, so you think we should start with the kitchen?
Yes.
And what about the picture?
It was such an amazing experience to watch these young people who had gone through such awful experiences grow in front of you.
I don't like, man.
Come on, man, why?
Oh my God.
Why are you angry?
People that couldn't look you in the eye or couldn't speak publicly or didn't engage with anybody else, suddenly they're working with each other, they're speaking English, they're acting, they're performing and making something pretty special.
I was shy before, but now when I do acting, I'm really now when I'm talking, with people I talking like I'm not shy.
People show me how to gain confidence, you know, how to speak to people or how to speak in front of a public, you know, that kind of thing. So it will benefit me in every step that I'm going to take in my life.
And I thought, you know what, this can't just be a 3-day workshop. Let's make it bigger, let's make it longer, let's make it a bit more complex. So in the summers, which are when these young people don't have anything else to do, we ran it for 3 weeks.
And markets.
Celestina. And I brought in drama professionals to help out and mentor the kids.
Why tell one story rather than another?
So the story's about choices, yeah?
Yeah.
And you're saying that some of these choices that people make are good, bad.
I think learning about how to tell a story at a very basic, universal level is really important, because otherwise you've actually not got the tools, perhaps, to either understand or perhaps tell your own story. Writers come from backgrounds where life has been interesting and challenging. Filmmakers do too sometimes, and I'm sure in that room you've got a couple of, inevitably, sort of statistically almost, you will have a couple of very talented filmmakers if only they could get a chance to exercise their skills.
Amy? Why are you touching me? What is it?
Kay! Amy?
What?
Before, yeah, I never thought I could be like in a movie, like acting in front of camera.
I told you! No, I'm not going to college anymore!
What? We do like a little bits, like little scene short, like 1 minute, 2 minutes, but we're doing 10 minutes this time.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like making me, wow, like I could do this, like, you know, think like, wow.
No, she used to be a model.
Tell me, Dad, are you loving with this girl?
Nah, I love you, baby.
Discovering that they can master things that they never ever thought they would be able to do. And mastery is key to healing any kind of trauma in children. They slowly learn that there are many things that they can do.
As you know, an audience member, that drew me in. I was like, wow, he really means it. And I thought it was fantastic. I really did.
Yeah, what's your question?
So far we've had, what, 90 graduates, but it doesn't stop there. We thought it would be really brilliant if some of those graduates could go away and have leadership training, which is what we did. And then they themselves could enable and encourage other teenagers to come to the school. And eventually they could take over, which would be brilliant.
You can't come like this and give it to me. I have to look around. To be a good leader is not like just a name, you know. Most of the people, they say, I'm a leader, but their name. But if you want to be a good leader, you have to practice it and you prove that you're a good leader.
Their value to us as a society, with their experiences from their background, is just immeasurable. Their commitment, enthusiasm, determination is just awe-inspiring.
Absolutely fantastic.
Invaluable. Amazing. Inspiring. Exciting. Life-changing. Like a dream.
So the next step is to run a school that's specifically for finding a cast and a crew for the movie Leave to Remain. We're going to film it this year in autumn. If you know anyone that's new to the UK, that's between the ages of 14 and 19, doesn't matter whether they can speak English or not, we will train them and just get them to apply to Leave to Remain. It's on the website www.leave2remain with the number 2 leave2remain.org.